first came here. We were dressed nice, like I was like went all out, we ironed our clothes, I was really nervous. And when I walked in, I felt really silly because everyone was like, all the kids were in their pajamas and one kid was wearing like a Batman costume or something and their hair was wild and I knew like there's something different about this place.
Thanks for not being so hot today, son.
We tried public school and she was in a really good school, but she was getting lost in the system and it started to affect her personally.
There was an outcry. We heard the yelling for a change. Childhood had been stripped away from children, and it was no longer sacred. We just wanted to give that back to them.
What's a jack? Do you know what kind of a bone it is?
A bear bone.
A bear bone, you think?
It was an answer to a call.
Keystone is like the only school I love. It has pastures, it has a pond. Oh, and you don't get to run around ponds in the mornings at other schools. I think other schools even have ponds.
This is a place kids get to come and be themselves. The difference is this school has a certain way of teaching kids, but it's always adapting and changing.
She's really developed like into her, like blossomed into herself in ways that I didn't think that someone else could provide for her besides me. You know, she's like learning how to be a person and a person that I can be proud of, a person that she can be proud of.
This is a flower.
Kids come innately with imagination. That's what they do, that's how they play. Keystone definitely embraces that, total in its entirety. So they expand on the imagination. It's part of the wonder of being a child, and that's how they learn.
These kids are they're outside. They walk in the door, they're not plopped on their rear ends. They're active immediately. Our programs, art is incredible, the way the children are able to express themselves. And then the COG, again, brings in a whole nother level. PE is more about team building. And we launched this year a literacy program called Take Flight. It was originally developed for kids with dyslexia and dysgraphia. And in the next few years, it will be required for most schools to have somebody on staff that can work as a certified academic language therapist. And right now, we have 2 on staff and 2 in training. And most importantly, the children are loving it.
Learning isn't something that has to happen within a classroom setting or within the walls of a building. And that learning is something that can happen before school, after school, during school, at recess, at pasture time, wandering through the creek.
We'll be learning new things. I can take that with me wherever I go. If I get really interested in it, that's how I know I'm learning.
When children are thinking of answers to questions that they have within their own mind, that guides them to real understanding and learning.
Cammy's an observer. As Jenny says, his curiosity is unbelievable.
We got to go into the chicken coop one day, and then there's Cammy like in this one little corner, and he just starts dancing. He's like, "Don't you hear it?" And I was like, "Well, I hear the chickens clucking." And he was like, "No, it's music."
He will actually start dancing to nearly everything because he just hears the music of the world.
My kids came to Keystone. They were the first bunch, actually. My daughter that was here, Isabel, is in college now. And, you know, kids go through rough patches, and I always remind them that they're a Keystone kid and they're going to figure it out, and they know what that means. Oh, yeah, I am a Keystone kid, and that means I need to not retreat. I'm going to dig in, and I'm going to figure it out. And now you see her accepting responsibility for things all the time, and it doesn't seem to matter if it's outside of her grasp or if she doesn't quite understand it. She's willing to dive in and figure that out.
Our families really are willing to go to all lengths to bring their children here. So on us, we try to figure out ways to offset that with scholarships. We found out that all of the other external sources for funding for tuition, you have to be an accredited school. So that pushed us towards accreditation.
Somehow we filled out an awful lot of paperwork and got it all turned in, and they came to visit.
We walked in and a room full of PhDs saying, man, you guys blew us away. And we looked at each other and like, how is that possible? And we said that to them and they're like, well, the most important thing is we've never been to a school that it actually authentically attends to 100% of its population. And we're like, well, that's just a given as far as we're concerned. That's why we're here.
I am a stone. I am thoughtful. I'm a helper.
I'm a good artist.
I am magical. I am creative. I am caring.
I am smart.
I am perfect.